Hey, it's Devin from Gaussian, and today I'm going to show you how to properly create and send an AAF that's compatible with Pro Tools and other audio software. Every NLE is a little different, and updates are constantly changing things, so this method is the one that works best as of now. In the time I'm making this video is summer 2025. So as things change, we may try to update and show you what's going on, but this is a pretty tried and true way with settings that shouldn't change too much. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new folder. I'm going to put it on my desktop. Let's title it For Audio, and then production title, something like that. And the first thing we need to obviously do in Premiere is on our main sequence we're working on, export. Just export what you have, the picture lock cut or wherever we're starting work at. Ideally, it is a picture lock cut. We're going to go into outpoint. You can send us something you've already exported for a director or producer or something, but it is best to send us a new export so that we know it's going to work with the AAF we send. So we did our into out. You can do a ProRes if you'd really like to, but if you want to save space, that's totally fine to do in H.264 MP4 with like a low bit rate of like 20 or something. Should do the job. So I'm not going to export right now, so we don't have to wait. But I have another one I've already put in here called reference. So I'm going to pull reference into For Audio production. So now we have our For Audio folder hanging out over here. Let's go back to our timeline. That reference will help us with time code and a lot of other things. So we're going to go to sequence. I have my working sequences here. My main sequence, I'm actually going to duplicate it, the one we just exported from, and I'm going to call it For Audio and then master. So this is the For Audio sequence that we're going to clean. That way audio post can get the most high fidelity and unaltered files as possible. All of these steps are really important, especially in Premiere, because Premiere gets a little bit fussy if you don't do one of these. So try to make sure you hit every single one of these. The first thing is obviously any track that doesn't have a region or a clip on it, you want to delete that track. So I'm going to delete both of those tracks. Next, you can see the automation here. There's just a little bit over here in this one. There's not a ton of automation, but you might want to leave that so we can work off of it, because you're like, nope, that's the automation I pretty much want. Obviously, in the reference, we're going to hear what you did, and we'll probably just delete it and do it ourselves anyway, but it's fine to leave that in. So you can highlight all of your audio tracks and unlink them, and then highlight them again, and remove attributes. Let's remove everything up here. Oh, sorry, that's video. Remove all effects. So I don't really have any effects on these, but you may get effects that pop up. So have those selected if there are effects, and then we don't need your panning information. Oh, wait. Sorry, you do want it selected if you're deleting it. You can leave the volume here if you want to leave your volume. It's up to you, but I'm going to take it out. So we're going to hit OK. That resets everything back to 0. So we are good to go. Now we can look up in effects controls if you want to check and make sure nothing has an effect on it. If you added like a compressor or something, all good. The next thing we want to check for that I don't have in this project, but I can pull in just to show you, if you did like a cut, for example, here, and maybe you added a constant power or like a cross dissolve or cross fade with audio, we don't want any of that. So make sure that all of your transitions, it's kind of hard to click on, are deleted. So now we've got clean audio. No effects on any of these clips, no transitions between anything. We can now go up to our track mixer, and that's where things start to happen. We want to make sure all of these are zeroed out, or else we might get clipped audio from you if you have it too high. 0, 0, 0. Again, these levels down here would be fine to change since these are just clip levels and we get metadata about that. But all these need to be zeroed out, and then you can open your mixer here. And if you added any effects up here as well to your tracks, delete those. So it seems like we're pretty good. We don't need the in and out. If you had like an extra floater over here, like if you had audio over here, video over here, you can delete that. We don't want that. So we can now do a file export AAF. Only select the button or the checks that I am selecting here. We don't need video. So yes, tape sources when present, enable breakout to mono, 48 kilohertz, 24-bit. Embed the audio is pretty important. Broadcast wave is fine. If you're only getting AIFF as an option because of maybe the file types you used or something, that's fine too. But broadcast wave. Trim audio files, 300 handles is pretty good. Unless you're having us do some crazy changes, then you could just copy the entire audio files. But this should be, everything you're seeing right here should be a pretty good standard for most productions. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to pick our folder. We're going to call this, for audio master. That's fine. I'm going to save it. It should be really fast since we didn't export video. And now if you want, I don't think you can make this screen bigger, but you can look through here and actually check if there were any problems with the export. So, which may happen from time to time because you forgot to do something or something wasn't compatible as we thought. These are all mostly video notes, so that's good because we didn't export video anyway. So we know everything's okay. Now we have our for audio master and reference. For most productions, this is all we should need. You can now take this folder and move it to a folder that in Google Drive or something that we give you. You can kind of end the video here if your production is under about 30 minutes. If your production's over 30 minutes, you're going to want to stick around for like another minute with me. So let's pretend that this production was 3 times as long, right? Boom. And let's do that. Now this is still under 20 minutes, but pretend for the sake of this video that my cursor at 1721 is actually at like 57 minutes or something. What we're going to need to do is we have this for audio master that we have now cleaned and it's good to go. We're going to duplicate the audio master and rename this duplicate for audio 01, right? So what we actually have to do is cut them into chunks. AAFs just still don't play nicely in general. I don't know why the technology isn't there. I should probably look into it more. But for now, until they've updated things, I'm sure you've run into it already if you're an editor who's been doing this a while. They're just not always nice to play with. So to cut it into chunks is our best bet to keep compatibility. So now that we've done number 1, you're going to find a good stopping place in the audio. So like maybe that's right here in your production. You can make a marker and just remember where we're at. What some people will do is they'll go into their master and make markers first. Like I know you can hit like M in Premiere and make your markers that you title like section 1, section 2, section 3, and then create your little sections so that the markers stay. So let's do a little break. So here, the audio kind of stops here in this particular production. So I'm going to hit the A button, select all behind, scroll out to make sure it did. Yup, I can hit delete. This is now section 1. Now I'm going to go back to my master. Whoops. Duplicate. And now this duplicate, we're going to call for audio 02. Now, when you go in here, we have that marker we made. So I know in this particular production, I want everything before that deleted. And then let's just say we made another marker, which I didn't. Let's just say we want everything after this deleted. Now you have just the second section. And we go back to the master, duplicate, and basically you just do the same thing for the third section. You get the idea. I'm not going to do it. But now for your longer production, you need to do the same export settings that we just did for the shorter video, but export your for audio 1, export your for audio 2, export your for audio 3 into here. You can export the master if you want as well. There's probably not a huge need for it, but it can be nice for us to just have everything so that communication is great on the front end. This should do it. We should be able to sync. The main thing you want to do is make sure, like for this, for audio 2, I don't want this to get moved at all, because then it doesn't link up. We need that blank space there. The AAF retains the information here that starts before the first clip comes in. So I think that's pretty much it for a long production. It can get more complicated than this, and I'm sure we'll be in good communication if you're working on a film or a long documentary. But yeah, if for some reason you're having trouble with AAFs, which can happen, especially in Premiere, can be funky, there are also options like OMFs exist, which is kind of an older school AAF. It just retains a little bit less information, but should have everything that we need to get the job done. Always try AAFs first, unless you're running out of options. But for OMFs, you have your title, 48, 24-bit is great, embed, include pan information, and then usually copy complete audio files with an OMF. Then it embeds it in here, just so you know.